The legendary spear has finally been revealed, and it's not 1, it's not 2, it's 6. Now, the only thing that changes is the tip, but it is technically 6 different skins. So we're gonna go through all of them, how they look, and also how they might work, because they really didn't explain that part. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live, and let's get into it. So, we got the new trailer right here. And, as you can see in the trailer, you're gonna see that it's 1 legendary spear, Globjorn, the legendary spear, but it has 6 versions. And in every one of them, it'll have a different tip. Which is very, very cool for a spear, because spears can be a lot of things. And you're gonna see how they're gonna actually go for a lot of different types of weapons. So you have the halberd right there, you have the, well, just a spear with a different type pointy part, and of course those little spikes on the side, kind of like an almost like pointy arrow that you would use in prehistoric times to, humans would use to like hunt around. I think that's actually pretty cool. Maybe it's to get some fish in the sea, in the river. You also have your next one is gonna be a trident, which is a bit weird because, well, we already have tridents in the game. What's the point in getting another one in the sphere? It looks nice, it's just a little bit weird. What, wouldn't you want to make this a legendary trident instead? I mean, I don't look. Any decided this, it is what it is. The next one is gonna be the this is almost like, I don't know, this fork without the middle one, without the middle part, which I think is kind of it's kind of weird. It's almost like you would, roast some, like a pig with this thing, or use it to pick some meat up, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, I guess. Maybe to put someone, like, put them in their neck so they can't move. That's kind of cool, kind of badass, I guess. The next one is gonna be just this little very pointy big arrow, not arrow, but like, what's the word? Pointy part, which I guess it almost looks like a sword of sort. It almost looks like the exordium part of the top, which is, I guess, kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I actually probably are gonna use this one. It's probably the one that I like the most, and that's about it. And it's pretty cool because all of them have a different name. You can see here on the bottom: Globert, Guerrier, Adger, Dar, Kesja, Faka, and Heller. Very interesting names. I'm guessing they all have a different meaning behind them. Actually, let's go and check them out. So the first one is Geir, and I googled it and went to the wiki, and apparently it's a masculine name and commonly given in Norway and Iceland, and it means spear in Old Norse, which is kind of cool, I guess. And I went through all of them, and apparently all of them essentially are indeed different words for a spear. Of course, this one looks a bit different than the one we saw right here, but hey, it's just spear. That's the meaning of it, right? The next one is called Adger. Adger indeed is also a name in Scandinavian Norse colonies, sometimes called a mail piercer or a hewing spear. It was a type of polearm in use of Viking Age Scandinavian and Norse colonies. So you can maybe try and see one version of this. You can see it right there. It's almost like a halberd, yeah, which makes sense, as this, of course, is the actual halberd version of it. Now, it doesn't really look exactly like it, but there you go. Next one is gonna be the Dar one, which may be my main one, because my name is Darren's, right? Haha, guys, funny, right? And it means, and in Old Norse, it means, of course, a javelin, light spear, or dart, which obviously is kind of what it's trying to be, of course. And then Fraka, which is, where is this? There we go. Fraka, which means spear javelin in Proto-Germanic. So, look, another word for spear. I couldn't really find any type of spear in here, but hey, at least, obviously, it means spear in that actual name, in that actual language, right? And Keska as well, a Viking weapon, probably a kind of polearm used by Scandinavians during the Viking Age. So I might be able to see how it actually looks like. Apparently they used to look like this. Not really exactly how it actually it looks inside of the picture. I was expecting some sort of like trident instead, but hey, still another word for spear, which I think it's completely fine. It would have been nice if they would have used a word for trident in this one, but maybe I just don't know, and Kesya is actually a way to say trident. Regardless, That's the 6 types of spear you can actually get. And the coolest thing about this one also is the fact that you will end up signifying all of the spears behind you. You can see how all the spears are right on your back, following you around, and you take one of them, which is the one that you're wielding, and throw it with your spear. You can see here how the actual spirit of it is right beside your spear. The particle effect on it is actually pretty cool as well. And actually at the end you can see how the other spears are following them as well. It doesn't seem like the 6 of them are, but most of them are. And of course on the drone animation, where you actually throw it or kill something, the actual killing animation, that's what I meant, you can see how all of the spears finish the job, just like you have in the legendaries variants on Guild Wars 2 right now. When every time you actually do this and you kill something with your legendary variants, with the arena weapons, it's gonna be an animation playing with that specific legendary in mind, right? Now overall they look pretty interesting. I like the idea of having 6 different skins of the same legendary. I think that's actually pretty cool, but I'm not really sure how it's gonna end up working, right? At the end of the day, does this mean that once we unlock one legendary, we get the 6 versions of them instantly? Does this mean that we're gonna, while we're trying to make the legendary, collect the 6 types of spear, and that once we assemble all of them, we can create the legendary? Does this mean that we create one of these legendaries, and then we have to do variants, collections, in order to unlock the rest? It's very hard to tell. I would probably rather it being something like a variant type thing, where you unlock one of them and you choose the one that you actually want to unlock, and once you unlock that one, you keep going and unlocking the rest of the tips. That way we have something to do during the entire expansion, as it will be a long one, right? It's not gonna be we're gonna have to wait a little bit until the next expansion comes out. This will give us something to do the entire time, just like the Obsidian legendary was for Seekers of the Obscure. So we're definitely gonna have to see that, but I hope that's the way. I would not be sad if we get some sort of like, hey, in order to make the legendary, you have to collect all these or these little spears. I think that's actually pretty cool, but I would probably rather the other way around. I also would really like if at the end, when you actually collect all of these steps, you end up having a 7th version of the spear that rotates in between all of these different tips, right? So every time you do a swing, or every time you wield it, the spear changes. I think that would be super cool. And when you're throwing them, you start rotating through them. I think that would be super fun, super cool. At the end of the day, it's not like it actually changes colors. It would work for the same fashion you're actually using. So there you go. But I think it's gonna be very. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm not really sure if I'm that much of a fan of the effect of it. It doesn't seem like that interesting, that fun. But to be fair, we already got an insane amount of particle effects on the variant ones. This game already has too many particle effects. I kind of like the idea of having something more chill this time. I'm probably gonna make it. And look, if you have more sub runestones, definitely go to the BLTC website and check for this for the prices on this ones, because the actual announcement of this ones and how they look is gonna make everyone want to make them or not. So check on the prices, see if people are speculating for a lot of people to buy them. If you don't believe them, sell your Mossad runestones now. If you do think it's a great skin and you think this is gonna end up going up, don't sell them. I personally don't think I'm gonna sell them, because I'm guessing we're gonna get some sort of variant treatment here, making Mossad runestones even more worth it. So there you go. But I'm not really quite sure. It could be any way. It could really be possible. Anything could happen, right? So there you go. Overall, pretty excited about it. I think it looks pretty cool. You guys can tell me if you like it or you hate it. And yeah, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live and get your drops next week. And see you guys around. Love you all. Bye-bye.